Good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, January 23rd, and let's get into today's pre-market analysis. We have right now retail sales for Canada, month over month. It's up 1.7%. I'm not sure how that's going to impact us at all. However, at 8:45 after the market opens, we're going to have flash manufacturing PMI and services. And then at 9 o'clock, we're going to have revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment. Good morning there, Anthony. Got your internet back, I see. And then revised University of Michigan inflation expectations. So we will get into the broader markets right now. So we had a good little pop there and just no follow through right now. We're in a little consolidation pattern right here in the ES. Tried to get above the 20-day SMA yesterday midday, failed in the afternoon, and now it's just kind of in this little bit of a range here in between the 50-day SMA. We did get above the 50-day SMA on Wednesday, and we held it yesterday, and then tried to get above the 20 and kind of struggled. The 20 is sitting at 69.55, and I would say that today you're going to want to hold this 69.11 and a quarter. If you lose that, you come back down and maybe test the 50-day SMA at 68.97.55. If you lose that, you'll probably come down and test this lower regressional trend line at 68.79.52. And then if you lose that level, you may give back that squeeze that we had yesterday, or excuse me, when Trump tweeted on Wednesday, I believe it was, that he was taking the tariffs off. You may lose that entire move if you lose the 50. And then we come back down here and test the 68, 66.75. And then if we lose that, we may come back down here and test the 100-day SMA sitting at 68.37.55. And then if we lose that, we may come and try to fill this lower gap that's still open at 67.95.62. That's on the downside there. On the upside, if you do get some push on the upside, you regain the 20 at your first level right there. Let me get rid of this mark here. What I do, just so everybody knows, when I make my levels for my support and resistance levels, I leave them up there and I see how they respond to see if I'm going to leave them up there or not for the future. So, like, for example, I'll see like this level right here, right? So I'm going to leave that level here. This was kind of a break in structure of Wednesday's trade, when Trump tweeted that right now, and then it came back down, supported that. So I'm going to leave that level there for now, but like this level right here, not a horrible level right now. We'll see how it responds. That 69.35 level. I think that it's not a horrible level. We'll see how it holds right there. This level up here at 69.60.50, I'm going to remove that level. I don't like that. So get rid of that. So there's still a little gap. Still room for this gap to fill up here at 69.77.84 on the upside. So if you do get a push, you regain the 20-day SMA and you push to yesterday's high. Yesterday's highs sitting at 69.69, and you get a push through that, close this gap, then you can push towards the previous all-time highs from October of last year at 7,014. And then you may get a little resistance up here before you push through to the all-time high sitting at 7,036.25. And then if you can get through those all-time highs, then we can probably get to the upper end of this regressional trend line sitting at 71,061.86. But right now it seems like it's kind of in a holding pattern up here, a little consolidation pattern for these ever since that little pop-up that we've had since Trump tweeted this on Wednesday afternoon. So I wouldn't be surprised, though, if there's, we are on a Friday right now. It's very possible you could give back this whole entire squeeze up from Wednesday. So I would definitely be on the alert for that. But we definitely have some levels down here for some support if you do pull back to those levels. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and also hit that thumbs up button. and subscribe to and like this video. Also down in the description area, you can come and join the Discord community for live trading from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time. I would take advantage of that too. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to do that for the price that it's at, which is free. So come on in there and join. And then also, if you want to know a little bit more about what I offer, you can go to my website at QOLTrading.com. Anyways, getting into the NASDAQ right now. The NASDAQ, we're in a channel here. Here's the 50-day SMA. It's sitting right at 25,575.67. We're right here. This is yesterday's close, sitting at 25,631.93. And then the 20-day SMA that we tried to get above yesterday, and you saw that we failed. And even in post-market, tried to consolidate a little bit and lost it a little bit. So I would say today on the upside, if you want to get the upside, you're going to have to regain, obviously, yesterday's close first, and then push through and regain the 20-day SMA, and then get through yesterday's highs, sitting at 25,731.5 in order to push through October's highs, sitting at 25,815. If you get through that level of the, then you can push to this midline of the regression trend line I have sitting here, 25,978.70. That's for the upside move. If we lose the 50-day SMA, the same thing that we see on the that we saw on the ES. This is the Trump tweet taking the tariffs off from the Greenland issue. So if we lose, if we do get some pressure on the downside, I would say I do like the support at 25,471.90. Unfortunately, and it sits right here at this lower regressional trend line. I do like that. However, same thing like I said with the ES. If you lose this level, this huge squeeze up becomes a speed zone on the downside, and you probably come down and test this 100-day SMA sitting at 25,364.87. And if you lose that, come back down here to September highs of 2025 at 25,270.75. And then same thing on the ES. There's still a little room to close this gap up on at 24,997.14 on the downside there. So that's it for the broader markets. Let's get into Tesla. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can get future videos, and smash that thumbs up button and like this video. So let's go into Tesla from yesterday. Same thing on Tesla. Tesla has, although Tesla had, here's the Trump tweet from Wednesday, and Tesla had another squeeze up yesterday because Musk was speaking in Davos in Switzerland yesterday, and he was speaking about the future of robotics and driverless Teslas, and so he got a real big purge there yesterday. However, you have to be careful with Tesla because Tesla giveth and taketh away, so you have to watch that. However, we still have this open POC level from January 5th at 455.07, so that's still open because it did not get hit yet, and I'll show you where that lies. So we go 90 days here. And so that's sitting right here, and that's from January. Actually, that's 478. That's higher. So the 5th, right? So this is the 5th right here, and it did not. As we get closer here, we see it did not get filled. So I left that open, so it's still open right now. 455.07. Very possible it can get hit today. So as we zoom into where we are today, that level is still open. So I like that. And even above that, you still have a couple more point of control levels that are open. You have one open at 460.72 and then one open at 478.21. I know this looks a little noisy for everybody, but these are my, this is my trading chart during the day, so I can see where certain levels come into play. And the same thing that I was explaining on the broader markets charts, that I'll leave these lines, these levels in here, and I see how they react, and then I remove them if I don't see that they're, that they show any, any kind of bounce or any resistance. Like, so this level right here, this Thursday low from November 25th, it showed not bad. I may probably leave that in there. It did show some, good resistance here in the post market, and then right here when the market actually opened, it showed some good levels. So I'll probably leave that there. Right here, this November 7th, right, I may probably take that off. I could probably take that level off there. So this is the 50-day moving average, so I'm going to leave that level in there. Right now, this December 20th, 24 high, 447.08. It seems to be holding right now, so I'm going to leave that level in there. This low right here from FMOC, I am going to get rid of that. But that being said, I'm going to put a level here, 444.76. And why am I putting that level there? Because if we lose this level, this 444.26, it's very possible that we could give back this whole entire, this becomes a speed zone because it was a straight squeeze up with no sellers here. So I've explained this once before that this could become a speed zone, right? Actually, as I'm looking at this chart too, this created a point of control from yesterday. So there is a point of control that created yesterday, and that is from 122. So what I'll do is I'll mark this as a point of control from 122. And so I know when the market opens that it's a good chance that we could track to this level to close out. So let's go to here. So we haven't touched it yet. It's, we still have 45 minutes till the market opens. So there's a high probability this is going to get hit before the market even opens up. And so, one thing you can look at right now, I still have this as a red rectangle because I am not convinced that this is going to be a level of support just yet. It still may turn into a level of resistance. So if we lose this level with some authority, we could bounce back up here and it could be a resistance level. And so then, so you have this 50-day SMA down here at 440. We could probably move that up a little bit. Probably 445 in the area there. Actually, excuse me. 442.39 is where the 50-day SMA is sitting right now. And we're hovering right at the 20-day SMA right now. And it's sitting at 447.81. So I would say it's pretty important if we hold that for Tesla to move higher today. If we can hold this on the open, I would use this as a good level of support. And then we'll see how the day trades today. And then if we close higher today and close above this September high of 450.78, I will then, at the end of the day, I will change this red rectangle into a green rectangle and use this as a level of support. So I wouldn't mind a pullback, but I think a real main pullback, if we get it, would be down here to this 438.20. So if we do get that, to me, that's a level that I'd be looking to take a long on Tesla right there. I would like to take a long here if we did get a huge flush and we give back this whole entire move from yesterday. The 438, I'd be looking to take a long there. However, I would also be looking to take a long possibly if we could break and hold above this 450.78, which is September's high, push into this 455.07, which is a point of control that's open from January 5th. If you can get a push through that, I'd like us to push it to that 458.76 before you get a little resistance, because this is December 29th low. I would anticipate you're going to get a little resistance right there. However, you do have some open point of controls as I went over earlier, 460.72, and then you have one up here at 478.21. So there are some levels that it needs to, some headwinds it needs to get through in order to get that kind of push. But, we are making higher highs, right? So here was the high from Wednesday. Here's the high from yesterday, right? So higher highs, right? And the low, higher lows, right? So it's trending up right now. So we're getting some bulls back into the picture here. A nice little U-shaped recovery here. You could, if we look out, and fan out a little bit and look at this, it's a nice little, it could be a nice little teacup here, right? Maybe a handle is forming before we can start pushing higher again, right? So I do like the move that Tesla's making right now, but you still have to be careful because all of these little, quick squeezes up, they could be flushed out in a heartbeat. So that being said, I'm going to go over the 5-minute opening range trade. Let me get back to the 15-minute here. Yeah, so right now we're losing the 20-minute, the 20-day SMA in pre-market right now. So until, unless we are above this and when the market opens up, I would not be thinking longs. I'd be thinking shorts under this 20-day SMA with some flush out, especially we're below the below yesterday's close, below the VWAP. So I wouldn't be surprised if you get some flush out in the morning, and then hopefully later on in the afternoon you can take some longs there. So. But you have to be careful. This level right here, if you do lose that 444.26 level, you could flush out, and there's a good possibility you can give back this whole entire move that happened yesterday at about 11:45, right? So let's get into the 5-minute opening range trade. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel so you can get future videos that I send out, and smash that thumbs up button and like this video. So 5-minute opening range from yesterday. Huge winner. So if you're patient with this trade, you can make a lot of money. It's as simple as that. You don't pay attention to these wicks. You wait for your breakout, and it's going to dictate which direction that this market is taking you, right? So as you can see right here, this script that I have on here, it makes this rectangle. It starts to generate this rectangle. And then after the first 5 minutes, this stays stationary. So if I go back, I can go back on any day and show this chart here. So I can go back 90 days here. And you could see every one of these, it stays stationary for the rest of the day. You could see when you have a breakout, I can go to anything, right? So if it breaks this level, this 5-minute opening range, once it breaks a level, you take that trade in that direction. It's a very simple, basic strategy, right? Here, same thing, right? You could take it. You can also make money both sides of this on taking it long, taking it short. Here's another one. It broke. When it breaks this level, it goes down. There's obviously more to it, but the basic strategy is when it breaks the 5-minute opening range level on the high side, you want to take it long. When it breaks it on the downside, you want to take it short. That's the basic gist of it. Now, there's more to it when you actually take the trade, right? You want to see more confirmation to confirm. Here's another one. It broke the 5-minute on the high side, went higher there. Same thing. Broke it on the high side, went higher. I can keep going back and back. Broke it on the high side, went higher. This trade happens on all. Sometimes you don't get a great move, and sometimes you may trade within this range, right? And you have to identify when it's just a choppy day. Here's a trade on the downside. Had a 5-minute opening range on the downside. Make money on the downside. Here's one on the upside. I could just go back and every trade, here's a range, broke it on the downside, made money, right? You get my gist, right? So if you come into the trade room at the Discord channel, I can go over this in more detail, and you can see what I do. It's, I just use, 5 lots. It's my base strategy, what I start with. And, even with 5 lots, you can still make yourself $1,000, $15,000 to $2,000 a day, just trading 5 lots, 10 lots, and just, kick and scratch throughout the day and make yourself a nice little buck there. So what am I going to do for today? So what I have here, and this basic strategy that I use, I have my calls on the top here and my puts on the bottom, and I always use a Friday expiration date. So now today, you have to be careful with today because you have 0 days till expiration. So that means that these premiums, they fluctuate very quickly versus on Monday, when I trade on Monday with a Friday expiration date. Why? Because if I trade on a Monday with a Friday expiration date, it has 5 days to decay, meaning that today, these will expire today. So if they're out of the money, meaning if I'm buying calls and it's trading below the market, and it closed right now, this premium would be at $0. Okay. Now on the put side, if I'm trading if these were 450 puts and it was trading below the market, that would be in the money. These would be worth something. But now the same thing on the put side. If these are 445 puts and the market's trading at 447, that's above the market. On the put side, these would be worthless also if the market closed. But we still have a whole day of trading, and anything can happen with Tesla. As we all know, Tesla can move $15, $20 in a day. So even though that they closed at these puts at 445 closed at $2.10 on the premium side, Tesla on the open, it can sell off $12, and this premium price could rally up $2. Okay, and the same thing, if it went down $2, this premium price is going to go down because it's a call price. It could go down $2, right? Because if you're buying a call, you want the market to go up. If you're buying a put, you want the market to go down. So what I'm going to start the day with is I'm starting out with 445 puts and 450 calls. And as the day starts moving and as the market starts moving, I always adjust these as the day goes on. Not always, but I can, and I do, and it's a very easy switch, right? So anyways, that's what I'm going to go into for today. So please go down to the description area and join the Discord community. Come on and watch the live trading right now while it is free. Not sure how much longer I'm going to do that for. But anyways, hit that subscribe button and smash that thumbs up button. If I do not see you in the Discord room, I will see you over the weekend when I make my video on Sunday for the pre-market ahead. And if I don't see you there, I will see you on Monday. Have a great trading day and stay warm with that weather coming. Talk to everybody soon.